Hi, I'm Allison the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Hello, and welcome to episode 115 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast hosted by me, Allison, and my mom, Vivian.
And we're together.
We're together
again.
For everybody who's watching, we are or who's listening and can't see, we are both in very flashy, colorful jumpers, just by accident. Although yours is the one that's handmade, mine isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're together in a nondescript hotel room with massive windows behind us that have snow stuck to it.
Can't see outside.
You can't
right
see where it is, but we are in
Amsterdam.
So
surprise!
Yeah, surprise. My dad had a business trip, so my mom decided to tag along, and I just nipped over from the UK.
Yeah, you're like, I've never been to Amsterdam. I'm like, oh, you can join us if you want.
I don't know if that's how it went down.
You did say that.
I'm pretty sure you asked. No, I'm sure you asked me if I wanted to come because I was like, oh, actually, Sam's away this week, so I could come.
Ah, okay. But you did say, I've never been to Amsterdam.
I've never been to Amsterdam.
Other than the airport.
I've been to the airport many times, but never...
In the city?
In the city. I've never left the airport. So, yeah, you've been here for
2 days.
A couple of days more than me.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I've had my one full day in Amsterdam. We're doing lots of touristy things, walking around. And today we'll be walking around in the snow, I think.
I'm glad I brought my waterproof shoes.
But, yeah, so we thought we'd record a sort of shorter episode while we were together, because why not? Those are always nice. And it makes for easier editing as well.
It does, as long as we don't mess up too much.
Yeah. Okay, well, will we do some quick whips?
Sure. I don't have any of the whips that we've been talking about. I have been working on my folklore sweater, but I didn't bring it because it's too bulky. I have been working on my pop crochet blanket. Didn't bring that because that's too bulky. I have a parasol. Where's my project? Oh, here it is. So I did start something old. I mean, I picked up something old that I've never talked about because it was just something that I was playing with, and I was playing with it, and then I decided I didn't like the way it looked, so I started ripping it out. And before I was done ripping out, I was like, oh, I should probably take a picture of it. So this is what it looked like after I ripped out a third of it.
When I first saw it, I thought it was like the front of a top, because it's like it almost looks like the gray bit, like the ribbing at the bottom, like a crop top, like the ribbing at the bottom, and then like two big triangles to cover the boobs, and then the teal in the middle as like an accent color down the middle. No, that's not what it is.
It's supposed to be a scarf, and
the beginning of a scarf.
The beginning of a scarf, and I was gonna make, I guess, chevrons out of different colors and with decreases and increases, and I just didn't like the way it was looking, so I ended up pulling the whole thing out, which was a little bit of a pain because I'm using St Magnus DK Orkney. It's I got it from Loop like years ago before we started podcasting.
No, I think we had just started podcasting.
And so I ripped it out, and right now this is all I have. It's just a...
So it's got rabbit.
Yeah,
is it also called... What's it called? Is it also mohair?
Angora. No, Angora. It's Angora.
Oh, Angora rabbit, Angora goats. That's what I was getting.
It's 50% wool and 50% Angora. And it's just a very boring parallelogram right now. So I'm going to do like color blocks with the different colors. This light
teal?
Turquoise is going to be the second color. Probably stripe it between the blocks, and then make it into
brown gray.
Like it's like it looks like a brown, like a bunny, like a brown bunny. So yeah, so I'm just making an infinity scarf, and it's just going to be something that I can work on in addition to my purse socks, just something mindless.
Yeah.
That's the only whip that I have with me.
The only whip I have with me is basically my only whip. My mom was asking me, what other projects are you even working on? And I've got another cowl that I've been working on, which I actually think I'm going to rip out. And then I was saying, I have my corner to corner Christmas blanket that I started 5 years ago. Technically, that's a whip. It's hibernating essentially. So my one whip is still my knitted whip, not crochet. Oh no. And so this is my South Shore cardigan in white. And yeah, it's getting pretty far.
You've got
how many inches from the armhole?
5 inches, 6 inches?
Maybe 6 inches?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. So yeah, it looks like a thing. You could wear that as a
vest. As a cropped vest.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is right now.
Yeah. I've got my raglan line looking nice. And thank you to everyone who commented to try and get my twisted stitches right.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you for all those messages. And I certainly, for whatever reason, my brain wasn't working when we were recording because after...
I don't know if I was explaining what I was doing.
Well, I finally realized that because when you're making twisted stitches, you're not actually twisting the stitches the new stitch. You're twisting the below stitch. Mm-hmm. So the new stitch still sits on the needle the correct way. I'm making air quotes now. Just whichever way is correct for you. And so
you're picking up the
loop twisted, and then you're working through it
correctly
the normal way.
So I obviously, maybe because I was working through the back loop, that just messed up my brain, and I thought I was then picking up my yarn correctly, but I obviously was wrapping it in the opposite direction, or pulling it.
And also you're doing it continental, so there was another thing that was making my brain kind of explode. So my excuse is when the camera's rolling, my brain doesn't always work.
I didn't give her
and she didn't give me any heads up or warning about what she was going to ask me. Mm-hmm. So so as soon as I picked up, we stopped recording, and then you had said, oh, what about the twisted knit thing? And I picked up my knitting I was like, oh wait, this is what you're doing wrong. So thank you for the messages that they were probably like screaming at the camera or their earbuds like, what are you doing? You're being so stupid. So that's all the whips, and obviously we don't have any FOs or BuzzFeed, but we do have some Yarny bits and bobs.
Because surprise, we're in Amsterdam. So where did we go? We went to Stephen and Penelope.
Yay! We didn't go crazy.
No, we didn't go crazy. We went yesterday. We went to the Anne Frank house first in the morning. Had some lunch, and then we walked over to Stephen and Penelope. And
the long way. We walked over the long way. We made a loop, didn't we?
No, that was we did a more detoury walk later. So yeah, it was really nice yarn shop, and it was interesting because like some of the yarn is from the UK as well, and
they had some American yarn.
They had some American yarn, some German yarn.
A lot of German yarns, I think.
Yeah. So I was trying to navigate, like, wait, what can I only get here? But it's a gorgeous shop. Like, all the yarn is beautiful, and there's just lots of tempting things. There was some, I don't know if they were stamped or...
Oh, no, they were screen printed, hand screen printed.
Bags, which were really...
Yeah, they really tempted me, but I was like, I don't need any more bags. But they were really nice.
So in my attempt to get something that I could only get there, I went for the West wool. They have, I think, 3 different...
weights?
Yeah, 3 different bases in West wool. So that's Stephen and Penelope's own branded of yarn. And I got the thickest one, which is the DK one. It's called Tandem. And then they also had Bicycle, which was the fingering weight of the same mixture. 90% Falkland Merino, 10% Texo, which is I think a finished sheet. So it's really feeling but nice. And I got it in a sort of cornflower blue and an off-white. But
so much color for you.
I was gonna say, after much deliberating, I was like, oh, I don't know. It wasn't even just like, what color do I get? It was, how many do I get? Because I get really anxious when I don't have plans for yarn. So if I only got one, I was like, what am I gonna do with one skein? So I got two, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I was almost tempted by the hot pink. I was just like, it's just so nice, but I just won't ever wear it. The blue is slightly more something. I mean, look at me. I'm in red and all these colors on my.
Of course, you didn't buy that sweater.
No, my mom bought it for me because I had said I didn't own any Christmas jumpers. So this is a sort of low-key Christmas jumper.
Uh-huh.
It's not like an ugly Christmas sweater type of thing.
You can
ugly.
you can hang baubles on it and it'll be ugly.
Quote unquote ugly. So I got these two, and then you got some yarn as well.
And speaking of hot pink, I got Undercover Otter in a fingering weight in hand dyed. So this is it's got hot pink. It's pink. It's a pink base.
Like with bubblegum pink.
Yeah, with some pops of hot pink and purple.
Yeah, some hot pink, some dark purples.
Yeah.
And this is hand dyed in the Netherlands, was it?
In Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah.
So that's why, you have to get things that are local, right?
Souvenir yarn.
Souvenir yarn, and this is a teal. The other one is a teal one that has more darker teal and some like wine colored speckles. Yeah. So these are my souvenir yarn.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Somebody asked us what we're gonna do. Were we in the shop? And I just said
the cashier.
Yeah. What are you gonna make? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know, the souvenir yarn.
TBD.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have room for this. I mean, I don't have room for this in my small backpack that I travel through.
You can tuck it in your pocket.
Yeah, I'll put it in my pocket. And then we also picked up some other bits. We both got these. I saw them near the checkout as we were leaving, and it tempted us both. They're called a Flox multi-tool.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, it looks almost like two tiny wooden bamboo needles. And the
circular needles,
but the cable is instead like
it's a wire.
Is it wire?
Yeah, I actually opened mine up and looked inside. Okay. So it looks kind of like
a hair tie.
Yeah, a hair tie.
But like patterned in different colors. So there was a whole basket of them in different colors. So I got one that was black and white is one of them, and the other one is like mint and raspberry.
Yeah, I think the pink one we have is the same.
And
but mine is, I don't even know what that is.
They're different.
Are they different?
Yeah, yours is like pink and green and blue, and then you've got a light blue and brown and white one. And on the back it says, it's made in Vermont. But it says some of the examples of what you could use it for is cable needle, stitch holder, stitch marker, drop stitch fixer, seam baster.
I don't know how you would baste a seam.
I don't know what basting a seam
is. Like pinning, like you pin things together. Okay. That's what they mean. Yeah, the label totally blocked the picture of Vermont on the back.
Oh, but still, it was nifty, and you hadn't seen it before. So.
No, I've never seen anything like that before.
So we each picked
went
up
a little gaga.
some of that, and then I also got a copy of Bright, which is, if you know Making Zine, I've also done this. I don't know when it came out, but it is more like a zine than a magazine compared to Making Zine. And it is very bright. The front doesn't even have a title on it. It's just on the sort of band.
It's like a ball band.
Like a ball band, but yeah, a book band. And the inside's like super colorful as well. All the pages are different colors, and I think...
Does it have patterns?
Yeah, so it has patterns, but the actual instructions for the patterns are on the digital edition. So I think that's how they can keep it quite short.
So they have like a little QR code.
And a download code. I think if you subscribe, you get it sent to your email. But there's like different things. There's a poem. There's a crossword puzzle. And I noticed a crochet. There we go. There's a crochet sweater.
With tassels.
Little tassels on, like, dropping off of the yoke. And that is by... Sorry, trying to figure out. But a Patsy sweater by Quaylen Stark.
Is that him?
There they are. And yeah, so that's, I think it was the, oh, there's also a crocheted just little earrings to match it.
Oh, the little tassel earrings.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of just got it just because as an object it was pretty.
Yeah.
And now as a magazine publisher, I do just
she likes to collect magazines, other people's
put
magazines.
on my shelf. Yeah, so I think we had a very nice time, and the shop helpers were all very nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also went, before you got here, I was wandering around the city by myself, and I went to a yarn store called Yarn and Hook, and I met the owner, which, hello, but I don't remember what her name was. She did give me a card. I don't have the card with me right now. And they were very nice, but it was very crochet friendly, because the owner is a crocheter.
Hence Hook.
And she had a lot of crochet samples, but, you know, a lot of her customers obviously are knitters as well. That was nice, a nice little shop.
I like that, because it's obviously, that's one of those examples when I was talking about starting Murray and having knitting always being in the foreground, and you could easily imagine that shop being called like Yarn and Needles or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess crocheters will use needles for like tapestry needles maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to be like, and Hook.
Yeah.
Because the yarn will bring in whoever wants yarn.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
So she had a lot of British wool and German wool. I didn't buy anything. I just wanted to look around because I'll be seeing you at some point, and I can get all the British wool I want in Scotland.
Yeah, I was just trying to think like what other yarns was at Stephen and Penelope, because they had lots of Le Bien and Me.
Oh yeah, they had some ching fiber.
Some ching fiber. Some, is it Mrs. Bird Street yarn, Artemis, Bona yarns, which I think is a newer-ish, British dyer, and
did they have the Shetland?
No,
ones?
they didn't have any of the Shetland ones. They had a Susan Crawford yarn, I think. A room of, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think the other place, the Hook place, that they had some Shetland yarns.
But yeah, so we had a nice day, and we'll hopefully have a nice snowy day today as well.
Oh, it's so snowy.
We're just recording this in the morning.
Before we head out.
We head out, which I think we will do now.
Yeah, we're gonna go see the Van Gogh Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Day. We're just jumping in real quick because we forgot to say something when we were together.
Yeah.
We just wanted to mention about the archive cal, which is starting very soon. The dates are
February 1st to May 1st. So it'll give you a good 3 months to work on your project.
So join us for the cal, and again, that's the archive cal, where we encourage you to do a deep dive, not into, well, you can do a deep dive into your stash if you'd like, but specifically a deep dive into your favorited patterns or hoarded patterns, and find something that's maybe 3 years or older that you haven't gotten around to making yet, and use this as an excuse to actually make it.
Yeah, and I definitely have quite a collection of hoarded patterns. Did you want to talk about what we're making, or will this be it?
Sure. I mean, I mentioned a few things last episode, and I made a few mistakes, particularly with the Hoyt cowl that I just babbled on about. One being, it's actually a knitted cowl. I didn't realize because I kind of just saw it from just like the one picture far away. And two, you mentioned it was Alex Trebek that I was seeing in the picture, of the woman who obviously had worn it on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
And I think it was just because the picture, the background colors reminded me of Pointless. And as I was babbling about it, I was like, oh no. And in the back of my head, I was thinking like, is it Alex Trebek? But then I was like, no, I don't, wait, what? Anyway, so I don't think I'm going to make that. But I do think I'm going to make a amigurumi puffin. That's in one of the first Pika Pow amigurumi books. And they're like, I've always really liked them. They're super cute, because they're they're recognizable as the animals that they are, but the clothes that they're wearing are really cute. The puffin she's wearing a hat, which is like a separate piece, and then like almost like a sort of triangular geometric cowl, except it's not a cowl, it's built right into the neck. And I just think it's cute. So I need to buy some yarn for it.
Yeah, it's really cute. Well, I haven't changed my mind. I'm still going to make the hand-in-hand cabled vest, and it's a pattern that comes with a sweater or a vest in ladies and men's sizing.
Oh, right.
That's a picture of it in my magazine, and it is from one of my interweave magazines. Summer 2007.
You weren't making that for yourself, were you?
Yeah. No, I'm making it for your dad. But that's what I'm making. I made the gauge swatch, but the gauge swatch doesn't have you knit it in pattern. It's just...
No, it's just like stuck in it.
Yeah. Well, I guess it does. Now that I'm looking at it, okay, maybe I'll be making more gauge swatches. We'll see.
So yeah, have a look. Join us. We'll have a Ravelry thread devoted to it, as well as if you want to post on Instagram, you can use #ArchiveCal2023. And the one thing about the Cal is we spell it KCAL, as in knitting and crochet along. But I usually have a look at KAL and CAL just in case people don't remember to make it a KCAL. And yeah, participate, and we'll probably have prizes at the end.
And we're super casual, so yeah, you don't even have to finish.
Yeah, because
just post something.
We set the same standards for you all as we set them for me.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, back to our regularly scheduled episode. Bye.
So thanks for listening.
Yeah, and remember to keep coming. Carry on.
Bye.